What's up, guys? Tommy T here. In my very first episode. Ready, set, let's get into it. So, anyways, I want to first talk about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl was awesome. I thought it was a great game, better than last year's. And this time, me and my friends actually watched it because, last year, 13-3, not the greatest we've ever seen by far. Anyways, I thought this was a great game. Obviously, it was cool to see the underdog Kansas City win with Andy Reid winning his first Super Bowl, now pronounced one of the greatest coaches ever. I mean, it's crazy to think that people have said, oh, Andy Reid, not a good coach, never won a Super Bowl, never could be the guy to make it. Now that's Shanahan. And with that, I think Kyle's still a great coach. He's by far one of the best coaches, I feel like, even with this unfortunate loss and the loss in Atlanta. Honestly, I feel like his crazed offensive mind gets to him, and he just can't understand that what got you there is what needs to end that. This is a Super Bowl. I was very upset with the halftime part. I thought they should just go for it. Obviously in a regular season game, it's like, oh, we want to see that, but obviously it's to not injure the players for this moment. They get injured, they got the rest of the offseason to recover unless it's a terrible injury, which most likely not the case, most likely not injury at all. But that's the Super Bowl. That's what you've wanted this whole time, so why not give it your all? I don't understand that. But, I believe Kyle, with all this talk to Garoppolo and, all the heat with Jimmy, oh, Jimmy's not a quarterback, oh, Jimmy can't pass, oh, Jimmy only 8 passes. Yeah, Jimmy needs improvement, and that's all right. But you don't prove that on the biggest stage in the whole entire world, or at least in America, where you prove that your quarterback's good. No. If your quarterback's the one who got you there, yes, Jimmy came along. Jimmy wasn't the one. It was your defense and it was your run game. So run with Mostert, run with whoever you got, I don't care, but run that ball because you guys are the best at it. I don't get that. Anyways, along with that, you got to give credit to Kansas City. I mean, 3 playoff games down by 10 or more. Unbelievable. First with Houston, then Tennessee, now this. Just amazing. Kansas City is by far an unknown team. With Patrick Mahomes, we've never really seen this before. We have, but not this early. Last year, MVP. This year, Super Bowl MVP champion. Pretty insane. And that he also overcame that Madden curse. That was pretty cool to see. But anyways, give credit for them. In words for Kansas City is not the best, most efficient football team like San Francisco, but they stayed in there. And even though they might be a sloppy team, they're the most explosive, and that's what San Francisco, Shanahan, anybody you might want to pick out, did not see or did not take seriously. With 20-31 end to the game. It was awesome. I really liked the halftime show. I mean, I thought it was better than last year's. Last year's was okay. But I thought Shakira and J-Lo did awesome. I really liked the waterfall part where I think it was J-Lo. She was in the center, and then the stage opened up and it was a waterfall. I thought that was the best part of the whole thing. It was cool seeing Shakira rocking the guitar, drums while J-Lo was singing. Awesome stuff. Good halftime show. And the only thing I thought was with the guys with the bras or whatever, or costumes, I understand that you kind of want to be creative, but I don't know. But anyways, and so I thought, overall, Jimmy G, I think he's got a lot in him. I think moving on, we'll see that. And don't doubt Jimmy G, because he's going to get there. He's going to get better. He was under a lot of pressure, and he was asked to do stuff that not a lot of people are asked to do. And he did it not that great. And, for a guy like that, a young guy like that, who's never really had that moment, he's been in a Super Bowl, but he's never played, so he's never had that moment. It was just as stressful as, Mahomes was, maybe even a bit more, just because people talked about Jimmy G and doubted him more than Pat Mahomes, where Pat Mahomes has proved himself, whatever, but, obviously Super Bowl jitters, whatever, Super Bowl happenings. But, Garoppolo with his passing, should have been here. Everywhere. Unfortunate. They'll get back at it. Stay with those players. Stay with that team. Improve if improvement needs to be done in certain areas, but stick with Garoppolo. Anyways, things to look out for the next NFL season during this offseason. There are a lot of free agents that relying in the QB free agents like Dak. Obviously, I think Dallas will sign him. Not as much as I think they will, but, you got Rivers. No, Brady. I don't think Brady's going to New England. I think he's going to either Oakland or Chargers. I would want to see the Chargers. I believe that's the best, where they got Eckler, possibly Melvin Gordon, which I don't think any team is, who knows, maybe a team might sign him, or maybe the Chargers might want to sign him back if they get Brady and see that and feel that they have a good chance, which I think Brady does. Personally, I believe Brady, it wasn't on him this time during the playoffs. Brady had no one to pass to. You can't blame him there. He was performing good. Edelman was performing good, but Edelman kept getting covered, and that's not on him, but they just didn't have enough. The wide receivers couldn't make plays, and that's just how the game goes. But definitely Chargers, I would say, number one option. Oakland sounds good too, but I like Derek Carr, and I think Derek Carr's got a lot more potential, and I don't think Oakland should give up on him. And I know Brady wants to spread that TB12 movement, and, that's also a positive towards Oakland, because Brady could help that with Carr, put that health insurance, whatever Brady wants to do. But, clearly Brady wants to play too. And I think Chargers are the best if he wants to get far. Anyways, with that being said, Drew Brees, Teddy, New Orleans, what are you guys going to do? I was thinking about it, and Drew Brees is a great guy. He's achieved a lot in this league by far. He's really proven himself to his, to the Chargers giving him up, him going on New Orleans, showing that, hey, I got injured, but I can still do this. And he can still do it up till he's, 43 now? Unbelievable. But with that being said, with the personality of Drew Brees, with loyalty and devotion he has to the team, I honestly feel like Brees might sign with New Orleans, but he's got kids now. He's got a lovely wife. And the Saints are in trouble. Saints might be in trouble if Brees decides to play again, because they might not be able to keep Bridgewater, Taysom. I firmly believe that Taysom is going to stay there more than Bridgewater, even though Bridgewater is great. But New Orleans also likes their odds on Taysom Hill, which listen, I'm not too fixed on Taysom Hill, personally. I believe as football teams, you have to say, yeah, we're confident, whatever. I don't think Taysom's got it. Let's see how that goes in the future. But Brees should retire. I don't think Brees should retire. I think Brees thinks he should retire only because it'll benefit New Orleans in the long run. Anyways, with all these quarterbacks, whatever, there's a lot to deal with them, whatever. Some running backs, Derrick Henry, hopefully he gets a good contract, a contract he deserves. Definitely should get paid higher than Tannehill. Now, Kenyon Drake on Arizona. I believe that Kenyon Drake should sign back with Arizona. Who knows? Other teams might offer him more. But with Arizona, Arizona's got cap space of 51 million. And, Kenyon Drake is an explosive player. They got David Johnson and that Emmons kid. And they by far, last season, 2019, had the greatest running back depth. It was only because of a cruddy offensive line that the Cardinals didn't get more out of their season. You saw Kyler running all around, still managing to make some good passing plays, whatever, but that's Arizona's goal of getting better linemen, keeping Kenyon Drake, get him in, get Emmons in. I believe Johnson, they should get rid of David Johnson, hopefully get more picks, get more of those offensive linemen. And yeah, I feel like they'll still have the greatest running back depth with just Emmons and Drake from what we've seen from them. I think that Arizona is going to be one of those sleeper teams next year. I think Arizona is going to be really good. Depending on division, we'll see, but they're going to be definitely better. Kyler Murray was already a top 10 this year. He got Offensive Rookie of the Year, amazing. I'm really excited about them. As well as Denver Broncos. Now, Denver Broncos, they have 58 million cap space right now. They have a lot of room to go with, I think we saw when they gave up Emmanuel Sanders that the Broncos wanted to just totally redo their team, just reciprocate, whatever, right? Just rebuild. But with that Drew Lock kid, now they're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? This kid's amazing. Whatever. I like their tight end, Nick Fant, I believe. And I think they have a lot of potential. That Drew Lock kid, he only played a couple games. He played a couple great games, but he still has a lot to prove. I think the kid can prove it, and I don't see them having a playoff picture, especially being with around Kansas City, same division and stuff like that. I don't think they'll make a wild card spot next year either, but I think they'll be pretty dang good and improve for the following years with that Drew Lock quarterback, with their great tight end, Philip Lindsay as a running back, and all around solid Broncos defense led by head coach Vic Fangio, which I'm a Chicago fan. Oh, man. We miss you, Vic. Anyways, with wide receivers, again, with Arizona, I think Arizona, Denver, whatever. There's a lot of receivers. Bayard, Arizona, I think he'll go back. I think Arizona's got enough in them to get another wide receiver. Fitzgerald's getting old. You got to have more guys to throw for Kyler to throw to. You just have to. But also with Emmanuel Sanders, he's open. I think Emmanuel Sanders could go back to San Francisco, but there are also a lot of teams like the Colts. I think, I don't know what they're going to do with Jacoby Brissett, but I think they're going to hold on to them. Hopefully improve, work with him. This luck thing caught everybody by surprise. Jacoby was immediately put on the spotlight, and the Colts now just have to understand Jacoby's offensive mindset and make that team more according to Jacoby, where it was originally accorded to Andrew Luck. With that being said, they have a lot of options like AJ Green, Byard, Cobb, Amendola. All those guys could be very good too. Some tight ends, Charles Clay, Arizona, I think he'll go back there. Austin Hooper was awesome. Atlanta should definitely keep him. I feel like Atlanta's always a threat. Say whatever you want about Matt Ryan, whatever. They're always a threat. They're gonna be there. I think they're gonna have a better season next year, which we said that 2 years ago. But I think they're gonna have a better season. Yeah, I have high hopes for Atlanta as well. But also Eric Ebron, who knows? I don't know. As a Bears fan, I hope we get Ebron. We need tight ends very badly. And yeah, but the Colts, they have a lot of space, and they'll offer Ebron a lot of money because he is a monster, and doesn't look like he's going to stop anytime soon. So, we also got a lot of defenders like Jadeveon Clowney. Hopefully Seattle takes him back. I feel like Jadeveon Clowney is just such a Seattle veteran. I think he for sure will be with them. You've got more people like, Justin Simmons, Denver Broncos. Hopefully Broncos will hang on to him more. And yeah, anyways, that's it for free agents. But I want to talk a little bit about basketball. There's a lot going on with D Angelo Russell, the trade rumors, whatever, to either Timberwolves or New York Knicks. Golden State would probably get 2 picks, 2020 first rounder, 2021 first rounder, and maybe another player of some sorts on there. But Karl Anthony Towns, he definitely wants D'Angelo. They go way back, good friends, whatever. Something there Karl wants. But with the Timberwolves, I believe that they should just rebuild. I don't think it's the time to put in another player, have a half-decent team that doesn't really go anywhere, doesn't go to NBA Finals. That's a good team, but not good enough. I think they should go with a rebuild. But with the New York Knicks, I think the New York Knicks should definitely invest in this, only because the Knicks are in the middle of a rebuild stage. Getting RJ Barrett, trying to build their team better, trying to hire other guys, coaches, whatever, managers to make their team better, help them become a threat in the next 3 years whatsoever. The thing with D'Angelo and giving up, say, like a pick and maybe a good player like Mitchell Robinson, who's pretty good and who might have a good future. We know D'Angelo is good. And the Knicks know that they have to go with this rebuilding, and it's not going to happen now. But sooner or later, they're going to get better players, and D'Angelo is going to be along with them on that ride. And honestly, we know D'Angelo's a great baller. And with these guys, with this pick, whatever, it might be busts. But is D'Angelo a bust? I don't think so. D'Angelo has been putting up some outstanding numbers. Obviously, numbers that Golden State can't uphold with keeping him on the bench, and that's why obviously these trade rumors are happening. Again, with Clippers, with possible like center options, they need some big boys. They definitely, I believe, need the extra player along with their neighbors, the Lakers. Maybe trading Kuzma. I still think Lakers are going to make this NBA Finals. I think their only threat really are the Clippers. And due to this load management and where the Clippers seeding is, and if that doesn't change, I think the Lakers are going to go to the NBA Finals due to the Clippers having to, from where it is now, dealing with the 3 seed, whether that's the Mavs or the Rockets or who knows, somebody else. But they're definitely going to have to fight for that more than playing 7 seed team or anything like that. But I think Kuzma could definitely be interesting to the Knicks. I believe the Knicks said something about maybe wanting Kuzma, something like that. I think, obviously the Lakers don't want to pick. They want a player now. Again, with that Mitchell Robinson, I think he'll be good. They also do want to conserve those players with the rebuild, keep them along board, but Kuzma could be a good addition with RJ Barrett, and maybe if they could figure it out, the Knicks, they could get D'Angelo and Kuzma and already have a great team. Yeah, but anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching, you guys, and